Hi everyone, this is episode number 6 of the Property Jobs podcast.
You had to think about that, eh?
Yeah, just need to count it.
We're good with numbers. We're good with numbers, don't worry.
Yes, trust us. We're the professionals. Wayne, I wanted to discuss today marketing a property. So how important is marketing when selling your property? Is it like the most important thing? Is it important at all? Some people skip it. So.
Oh yeah. Some people do skip it. Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, is it the most important thing? Sort of where does it sit in the hierarchy?
Yeah.
Most important thing is not losing the interest of the buyer on a property. You know, not turning them away, batting them away, annoying them.
Yeah.
Killing them by telling them a price, and the buyer goes, "That's nuts." So that's probably the highest.
Which is more the agent skill set.
Agent skill set, yeah, which is to a great degree not being in the way, you know, allowing them to stick to it. Next one would be negotiation. Next one is probably marketing, but they blend into each other. Yeah. If you don't, and look, I know vendors don't like marketing, do they? They go, this is just another cost. Why don't you guys pay for it? I don't want that much. But if you don't do marketing, you're just not going to get people to the property.
Yeah.
And what I see is every now and then we'll have somebody and they'll say, oh, we've got an off market. So it's still legally listed, it runs through the system, but it's just when they say off market, the vendor is going, I don't want to pay for any marketing. Take me to your database.
Yeah.
And I look at that and go, well, look, yeah, everybody's going to get a hiding in that. The agent's not going to produce the buyer, certainly can't produce the best buyer in the market, haven't tested the market. And the vendor goes, oh, I thought you would have a buyer. So you're better off saying, no, you need to market.
Yeah.
And the more marketing you do that's correct and that is a suite of marketing, the better the response. And that's as opposed to advertising. Yeah. But, is it fair to say vendors don't like advertising or marketing? They resist it?
I think it's more a lot of people don't understand how marketing works. So if you show them actually how marketing works, and that it's going to produce people coming to the open homes, and then you'll be able to negotiate with them, and then marketing is competing for number one with the agent skill set, because if you don't have anyone to negotiate with, even if you're the best agent.
That's it. Then, Vess made the most important point. If you list with Vess and you do no marketing and no buyers come in, no use listing with Vess, what's he going to do? You have the best agent in the world, but if no buyers come in, you've got to deliver buyers to that salesperson. They've got to be able to engage with the buyer, charm the buyer, keep them engaged on your property, and not burn it on price. So marketing, and we talk marketing, but most people are doing advertising. If you're on a small budget, small threshold, to me it is advertising. Run some ads. That ain't marketing. Marketing now is that we have a suite of ads that are all over the place. And the buyer doesn't even realize where they saw the property. They don't even realize which touch point of seeing it triggered, wow, we should see that one. So on Property Press, I'm Herald, I'm in the local Courier, I'm up on all the digital sites as I go through, I'm on the company site. I just keep adding in. So they see it over here, see it over here, see it over here. Suddenly they think, oh, that's interesting. That's marketing. That's the suite of marketing. Now, it's got to be big enough, but you've got to check on the size of ads. So if our property is $900,000, we don't run double page ads. The $900,000 buyer doesn't look at the double page ads. But we've still got to be everywhere as we go through with that marketing. But sometimes it's the size of the property. Now, if we are something that suits a full page or double page, if we do that, bounded rationality tells us that the buyer makes a simple decision saying, well, that's a better one. It's a big ad, that's a better one. So they go
just because the size of the advertisement.
Size of it, So there's a lot of study that demonstrates that immediately.
And we see on a daily basis that the higher the advertising or marketing spend is, the more competition you're going to create in the auction room. So you're going to
Absolutely.
reach more people, or you're going to reach them twice or 3 times or 4 times, or they see it on Property Press, they see it on Trade Me, they see it on Facebook,
Yep.
on Instagram, on Google, right? It's just following them around.
Yeah,
It's just creating that competition of people, because you can be just on Property Press, if one buyer come through, no competition, so they're going to pay a lot less than the next one, right?
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's your, and if we talk in the market in general, that's your risk, isn't it? Now, I also think there's a threshold. You know, if it's advertising here, and then after this point it becomes marketing, marketing pays off. I think the advertising doesn't. Small budgets, if you're sitting with an agent and they've got a small budget, you know, they're cheaper, or they've got a small marketing budget, they call it marketing, it's advertising. Just don't do it. Just take your money out the back of the house and burn it in your backyard. It's going to give you no result. Burn it now. Otherwise in 30 days you're going to be upset at the agent. Burn it now, get upset at yourself. But if you hit the threshold and you go up there, go for it.
Yeah.
Now, you know, here's my experience. Owners actually know that the ads work. They just don't want to pay for them. That's the challenge. Because if I said, I'll tell you what, I'll put you in that New Zealand Herald, million readers across the program the 4 weeks, from Taupo through to Whangarei, targeted in Auckland, Herald's an Auckland paper, the Jaffas read it, That's your target market. I said I'll give you double pages in there for free. Every vendor of every property we've got in our business would go, yes please. Or if we say pay for it, they go, no, I don't think it works. So that is part of the challenge. You've got to see the value sitting in there.
And the other thing you can easily say when you look on Trade Me or online, where you can follow how many views the property had, if the vendor have paid marketing enough to generate that interest.
Cross it
and
over.
This is what I do very often. I just compare properties on Trade Me, how many views they have, or how many watches, and you can say if the agent actually managed to get more marketing to make sure that the exposure is bigger.
Get your digital up by adding print in.
Yes.
Either side has about a 20% impact. If we do just digital, about 20% reach. If I do just print, about 20% reach. They're pretty similar. If I combine them, it's in the 70s. So it doesn't become 40%; it becomes 70%. Because now people have seen it in different places and they go, "Wow, look at this! This is nuts!" As they come across. So you know that to me is really smart. Well, one last thing I'd say is if you're running advertising, if you're running marketing, and you're not getting the response you want, don't do the silly stuff, changing the copy and changing the photos around, the sequence of photos. That's a nonsense. I've never seen an impact on that. Where there's been a change in photos and suddenly a buyer appears, I'm convinced it's not because of the change in photos. That buyer would have appeared on Wednesday, no matter what you did on Tuesday. So if you haven't got enough happening, you're not getting enough people eyes on the property, then up the advertising spend, get into the marketing area. There we go, mate. How's that?
That was good. Thank you.
Pleasure. Far easier than being in the traffic jam mission, mate.
This one was
St. Heliers.
This one was a little bit more serious than the previous one.
But
we just need to make sure we're adding value, right?
100%. Add value, significant value every single time with every person we deal with. That's the business.
Cool. Thanks, Wayne. Thank you.
Ciao.
See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.